State of Texas versus Katherine Welch. Ma'am, are you Katherine Welch? And Ms. Welch is here with her attorney, Mr. Gertz. State's attorney is present. Ms. Welch was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to driving while intoxicated third or more.
This detail matters more than it sounds. No agreement on punishment means the judge has total discretion here. No deal. No promises. Everything from probation to decades in prison is still on the table. And everyone
as well as a prior offense, which made it a second-degree felony offense. There was no agreement with regard to punishment. I have received the pre-sentence report, and has everyone had an opportunity to review that report? Are there any additions or corrections to that report? I'm going to get to that too in just a second. Any additions or corrections? Okay. And Ms. Malfino has already stated, as well as I received the sentencing memorandum at 5:47 p.m. yesterday. I'm going to point that out for the record. Well, it was reviewed quite early this morning, but I did review it. Ms. Malfino, you've had time to review it as well? Okay. Other than that, I think you all should have a couple. There's only a few, but there were some jail incident reports that should have been provided to counsel. Did you both receive those as well? Okay. Is everyone ready to proceed with sentencing then? All right. Mr. Gertz, do you have witnesses?
I'm calling you. I should be on court prior to the we have from the training center. Inquire about that. About students.
Okay.
So there's going to be other comments to talk about. Something now. And sort of allowing both sides to more work. We have both in both.
Sure.
We just want to those well,
Right. And for the record, I'm aware.
What you're hearing now is a strategic pivot. The defense isn't minimizing the past, they're reframing it. This argument isn't about excuses. It's about transformation, trauma, treatment, structure, accountability. The message is simple. This time is different. The question is, does the court believe it?
Of the Dream Center and their program and what they do. And so if I have any specific questions, if we get to something where I would need that, then I appreciate them being here and I'll ask some questions. Ms. Malfino, does the state have any witnesses? All right, then, argument.
Judge, I want to recognize the for some small lines. I have personally Katherine on over the last 3+ years, and almost 40 as a project for me. What I mean by that is, I know one of the challenges from this person to do the good things I ask you to do, at least here in Hawkins, in your personal action, what we're asking for. She exceeded my expectations by doing while she was there, she started to explore with her counselors who were they have some of the underlying issues that went beyond school that she got to do her mental health and her life. We tell the quarters of their are incredibly dramatic. She had repressed, never really addressed this form. So, the counselors are reaching out for an outpatient program to address some of the trauma issues she's got. She went into that program, stayed for spring. Did everything we had to do when I told them to go get run from cash and told them to get run interlock device, control of those records. When it's successful, they follow you have to be and go to the level counsel actually reach out from the director to try to figure out what she can figure out. She will commit herself to first right mental health issues that stem from challenges that she faces as a young person. And she so that to look at anxiety in the ledger, the rap sheet, the history of things about the person. What I working on is to really get down to can to humor and see that all the progress she's made, all the efforts she's taken, see what she's done well, all the problems that she's been addressing well. She's obviously anxious about the day, looking for, well, to be able to present that. And I want to get in on the bottom and address what I was talking about. This is about stuff. I mean, he's not saying that this wasn't the work came out of her mouth. So she was asked by one of the examiners before she felt she needed to sleep. She said she didn't realize she wasn't supposed to. And clarify, I don't say this here, but what she would say, I think, is she did count the days of detox and rolling has continued after the no culture. But in terms of going to a program specific for currently using or currently intoxicated, she thought that was looking to directly the idea he will do whatever he wants explaining that comment. And so, a lot of times, as you know, Judge, private rehabilitation programs will suggest clean, bring plus years as students. And so they just want to use it. So I was just using miscommunication.
This is the emotional core of the defense. Years of sobriety, verified programs, independent compliance, no court forcing it. For judges, this is the hardest call. How do you measure genuine change against a record that says relapse has always come before?
Katherine, but you're willing to do whatever for Jesus here. It's usually, her in contact, her current parole officer, they are willing to go on parole, except for motion, depending on what the court is here. So that was encouraging as well. We have the same kind of conversations about going back about her records. And so I was encouraged. Sorry. And then finally, judges didn't want to focus too much on support to basically this is a very good role for different focus. So she is married, she has a family, she recognizes the impact that all of this has had on her, really her relationship, strength, her husband, both financially, also emotionally. She accepts responsibility for that and is asking the court to consider bring the new position that we're asking the court to do. And obviously, she's important like her to address the court sheets. Make sure that.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Malfino?
Judge, I want to be in your position at the court then. Sorry, I take very seriously the comments during the court. It's difficult for me as an employee of the county, state, citizen, or other rights that to stand up and say I'm not probation. I don't just make the declaration play the other side of the coin. Suggest that she received the benefit of the doubt already by legal notes. she did it for based on the level of violence that we can. It would be conscious that I can say, well, not all of this violence absolutely not, but obviously we have seen that for multiple trips in injury that resulted in no change to the altering in the last. I do sympathize with these laws of control. Again, apart from the trade, this attorney to see that I can work with punishing the probation or down with you with the comments that Mr. York has with multiple conversations about this case. I can talk very diligently about it. I don't really know judge, and that's why before you that putting her in prison for 20 years and getting out versus extensive probation hearings where she could continue the publishing with them.
And here comes the collision with reality. The prosecutor isn't denying her progress, but progress doesn't erase risk. This isn't just about Katherine Welch. It's about everyone else on the road. Rehabilitation matters, but so does public safety. And the law demands the judge weigh both.
All right, thank you. Anything else?
Yeah.
Toronto, I just want to say that parents sure about drugs and alcohol with responsibility. Then I did not know from very young things happened in my life that that it should have been someone that could have been treated some earlier. I had gotten help for my mental health. That after our case WI, that helped me get myself to a place that I could go into a treatment program and deal with some of those past traumas. In the past, I medicated and drank. Get about the pain. To numb myself out. I didn't know how else to deal with that. And so when I got on my mental health, bipolar, PTSD, and my mind back then was really chaotic. I was going to say, after I had my mental health meds, I was able to go through treatment at Santa Maria, Houston, and that place. Really saved my life. Did extensive 8-day treatment, trauma counselor. It was trauma for community stuff. And also I completed that with outpatient program, but I still lived on that facility. I went to the sex trafficking and recovery program. And I was in that for about 8 months. Where I got coming through counseling for trauma still. I just worked really hard on that, really job while I was in there. And then once that program was over, I moved to Southern California, just going out south in the spring, and I worked in my stuff. So I felt like I was strong enough to continue to do what I needed. And the complete program for 5 years. And I'm sorry, I'm very nervous today, and I know that my password really is like rise to the person. But the things that I had to deal with within myself when I was real young, those are things that you don't go to prison. Even in their programs there that you don't talk about. You just don't. And I'm asking you please do not see that. That's the way that I still want to. I have moved forward in my life, and this year that I'm in jail has given me more time to think, you know, if I need to think I can in the right direction, I was possible I can get anything at home. I think moved on with my life as far as I could with my sobriety. I knew the shark was out there. And I think I made some really good choices with the county trends. Helped me a lot. And I am guilty to anything roll around the rules. And do anything that and I think so. I know now that I'm responsible to be here in my life.
Thank you. So, Ms. Welch, this small Fino probably said it yet. But I get this often. They don't envy my position, and this is the worst part of my job. But I worked hard to get here, and it's my job. Part of my job, several things, and it's just to look at, you know, obviously defendants and giving chances and things like that, but it also is about making our community safe. And I have to look back. This is your 10th DWI. It's not your 5th. It's not your 8th. It's the 10th. And while I understand the trauma that you went through, you've been to safety 3 times. You've been given opportunities on probation where they were revoked. You've had opportunities while you were on parole to do what you have done now. And while I appreciate what you've done, and I think that's great, and my goal isn't to, to stop any improvement, but I can't, in my opinion, in good faith, go home tonight, look myself in the mirror, and say I gave somebody on their 10th DWI that your last sentence was for 15 years in prison. The one before that was for 10. The one before that, you've gone to another 10 years, back in 09. I mean, this goes back to the 90s. You got a 10-year sentence in 2011. While you're on parole for that one, you get another one, so they give you 15 years, and you get out and you're on parole and you do it again. The fact is, we're just lucky that you haven't killed someone in our community.
This is the line no defendant wants to hear. I can't live with this decision. When a judge says that, it means mercy has run out. The sentence isn't about hope, it's about history. 10 DWIs, multiple prison terms, and a court finally deciding the risk is too high to take again.